Good morning. All right, let's do this. All right, can you guys hear me? I don't remember having that happen the day before, but anyways, let's just jump right into it. Mm, oh, dang y'all. I thought I was late. Okay, let's start off with SPY real quick. So, rule of thumb is going to be I think I made it much smaller. Ooh, we gapped down. Buy above here, sell below here. But I feel like, okay, so I can move this down. Well, no, I want to keep that. That's from pre-market. We do have a gap down here. So buy above, sell below. Look for what it does with stop losses. And then the other thing I was going to do is just do the gap right here. I'm just going to mark that level. Oh, and that's on the 15-minute. Let's just double check for the daily. Ooh, I could do it. Let me see something. Okay. Let me see. We did have calls on the 4-hour to the upside. And I was saying if we get above this level, we can hold to the upside based on the 4-hour because we never satisfied up to 100% there. So let's just mark this here. It's going to be 100%. On the 4-hour. If we do break above that level, but if not, we can look for downside. What is going on with my other computer? Because I do need it. Oh, there we go. Now it decided it wants to. Okay, 1 hour. We have a gap below and then a base for more downside here. So SPY is looking bearish. Okay, 30-minute. Oh, this is weird. And the sell below, the gap is right below my sell below level, or whatever that's worth. 15-minute. Okay, so we'll end up on the 15-minute. There's nothing on the 15-minute. I usually like to see something on the 15-minute. Let's do this real quick. The daily. Looks like we had a gap down. Looks like QQQ is going for strong downside, breaking out to the downside. Let's see here. Tighten this up a little bit. We do like to do gap fills, but lately we've kind of been taking like a day or two to fill them, so let's just see what happens there. In terms of puts, I totally violated yesterday's call to the upside. Well, no, the day before. It kind of hit it pre-market, and then once it hit 100%, it reversed. So we could have the same thing here too, where we hit the 100% level of the puts um, pre-market, and then we might get that reversal to the upside. So we just have to be prepared to play both sides. I would be looking for puts down here too. So if we continue to hold below this level and we get an entry for puts, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd feel comfortable taking puts down here. And it has to be below, because I notice what will happen is that we'll have like, let's see here, we'll have it head in that direction. Yeah, on the 15-minute, looks like we want more downside. And I like to see the 50-minute. So I'm gonna put QQQ pre is 15 minutes down, and that popped up at, it popped up at 5:30. 5:30. So I'll expect this to get more downside. And then I like to look at the other time frames to make sure that we don't have any blind spots. Looks like we want a little bit more downside based off of the 5-minute time frame and the 15-minute, the 5-minute and the 3-minute. Okay, so on QQQ, yeah, I think here what I'll do is I want to check something else because I saw something on the 1 hour. Yeah, I think if we break below here, this is a breakout. Let's see. I don't know why my computer is like, oh, I know why. It's struggling because I made sure to just leave it without anything really running. Let's see. Okay. So I decided to put below here because it will invalidate the zone, and then we can continue for calls to the upside there is what I'm thinking. 4 hour, we did gap down. Let's go ahead and mark that level. So we prepare her on the 1 hour. Yesterday was so dull. We definitely stay within this 1 hour range here. Get a bit of buyers stepping back in, but not very much upside, and then we just kind of stayed flat. Both of the downside. We did have data pre-market, so let's go ahead and look at that in a little bit. Here, I think I can move this up. Move this up on the 30-minute. It's a breakout area. Yeah, we have some confirmation for downside on IWM based on the pre-market. I'm gonna work on this because I feel like I did something a little bit different yesterday, but I don't think I like how it looks. I don't like how this looks. Okay. Let me see something because I feel like we have from a higher time frame. No. Okay. It's just this. All right. And then let's look at the economic calendar for today. So for news, you should be putting this down on our journal. So you should have today's date. Today's Tuesday. Your beginning balance for news. Then we're gonna put so 5:15. We had ADP employment change weekly. Looks like we reacted negatively. Let me refresh this because sometimes I don't think it's showing the current data. Okay, here we go. We came in at 30.75 as opposed to 26.5 here. And year over year on the red book, we came in at 10%, so slightly higher. And then at 6:45, we have PMI, composite and global composite and global manufacturing. And let me check if I haven't even looked at my phone. Okay, so let's go back here. Oh, yeah, he was up early. Good. Oh, okay. Okay, so I think if we're gonna be willing to play both sides, I think what I don't like about this is that we have the gap, which is adding more texture to anything, and then here, let me see if we get confirmation. I think what you have to be careful for here is, for example, on IWM, we are in a bearish zone, but I don't want to see us continue to stay below these levels and then look for more downside. But if we invalidate this and open above VWAP and above these 200 moving averages, then we can have more upside, fill that gap. So it is possible. I think more possible on IWM in terms of probabilities as opposed to like here, we're a little bit further out. Doesn't mean it can't happen, but it'd be the same rule, right? So if we break above these levels, we do have previous week low here. We can have sellers step back in above here. Um, I'd say if we get like a nice base above here, then we can look for more buyers to step in and fill that gap. And then we'd be looking to touch the 200. So this is like, if we decide to go to upside and fill this gap, that would make sense to me. And then here, let's see what's happening on SPY. I need to work on my other computer. So on SPY, we don't have anything set up per se, but SPY is the one that will most likely be the one to move. We do have a VWAP gap here. We do like to fill VWAP gaps. VWAP are my blue crosses right here. So here you can move from here. You know, we can, I wouldn't be surprised if we try to fill this gap here. If we break below this is the breakout to the downside, then I expect more downside. If we invalidate the zone, then we can, and yeah, I think what's different with these is that here we have the stop loss for puts. If we break above this, then we can look for more upside, whereas opposed to here we don't have that. But like I said, we do have, I want to make this bigger. We do have, it's not, we do have a VWAP gap. And I know we like to fill those from here to here. And it matches up with, what time is it? It matches up, you know, with us trying to hit this. Oh yeah, so speaking of which, let's just check here. I'd like to see if we have any higher time frame stuff. So, and I'd like to see if we have anything for, let's see, so starting 5:30, 5:15. Nothing major happened in the market. So, just gonna check here. We have preps for downside. So it's, mm, mm, mm. I need to check for that too. Although it can get you there too. And then 15 and the 1 hour. Just checking what we have. Ooh, nothing really there. Um, mm, mm, mm. But let me see. QQQ. And then SPY. And it's kind of mirroring QQQ here. Um, all right. I will do that. Maybe down there. I don't know why this thing got a monitor. Oh, there we go. Oh, thank you. Dear Lord. Now let's just see. Okay, let's try this one more time. I think I need to restart the monitor because uh, it's acting up. I should have done this last night. All right. I was going to get some gum right now, but I was like, I'm not going to do that to the people. Plus, it's too early for gum. So, I'm going to try to work on my other lap monitor here. Here we go. Let's just do this. I don't know why it's wilding out. That's how it's seamless. The thing is, I couldn't find the. Let's see. I could do the same thing I did yesterday and take my vitamins. Take my vitamins while I'm. Go grab my protein shake. Here. This. Usually I don't get hungry until closer to 7, so I'll just leave the shake on the side there. And I'm opening up my other computer to just see if I can get a little bit. It's on a higher time frame. It's on the 1 hour on IWM. Ooh, gotta love. Looks like overall trend is down though. Oh, but it didn't save my, let's see. I don't think I'm logged in on this one. Let me see. Oh, it's like the one by. Okay, this is not the time to be. There we go. I think it was this one. Oh, it doesn't even let me do that. Yeah, I don't think I'm signed in, and dang it. Let's put it on the 1 hour. How much time do I have? 2 minutes? Let's see. Yeah, it didn't sign me back in. Alright. I'm gonna be looking for price to break below here before we get more downside. Market on this. On the one day we were, let me just look at it in 30 seconds here. One day we were kind of breaking out to the upside. Let's see. On IWM. Mm-hmm. 6:15, we had SPY entries for puts. Let's see what's going on here on the 5 minute. Okay. Oh, market is open. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. I didn't get inspired quick enough. Now I want to chase, but the 30 minute went off at 6:30. That's money right there. If the 6:30 goes off on SPY or QQQ, then let's try to jump in and do that. But yeah, I missed $50 right off the open. I'm not gonna chase it though. Like I'd be getting ready sometimes, but I get nervous. I'm not chasing it. I would have made it easy $50 right there on the contract in just like 30 seconds. We had, oh, IWM is the one that had the 30-minute put, not this one. All right, let's try it. IWM, 630. SPY is the one that, so with the 30-minute, this one is giving 30-minute entry. It's a little bit more volatile, so let's just wait for it to kind of hit these stop losses, and then we'll wait for a wick down to the downside on IWM. I'm going to make a big note here, so on SPY, because it's going to happen again. If we have a 615 entry on puts, then take it. Take that open. And it's like a $50 move. Okay. And it went to 30%. So that's my notes for tomorrow, in the future, because that's going to happen again. And then I get nervous, and then part of it too is I was a little bit distracted. But yeah, so here we see it hit 30%. Here we see it hit 50%. I always say this all the time, but the proof is in the pudding. Anytime, you might want to be tempted to hold down for the 50%, but 30% and 50% is where, if you're scaling, you should be taking a profit. And then we're going to look and see how it engages with these stop losses. If you break above here, then we can have, chance for more upside. Looks like IWM is going to give you that move that you need for downside. Nice wick rejection from there. Oh, you're not going to let me be great, huh? Are you fancy, huh? Are you fancy, huh? Hey, where are you coming from? Why did I not even see that? I am looking for puts on IWM, but I'm waiting for a confirmation on the lower time frame. Everything else seems to be kind of bullish. SPY looks like it wants to retest downside. Gotta let it play out. Perfect. So we waited the first 5 minutes. I'm gonna give myself points for that. Just managing, because I sometimes like how this happened with the pre-market move real quick. Like right at market open, I mean. Like, I just have to learn to not feel bad about waiting the 5 minutes. If I didn't get in the first, minute or so, then it's okay, I can wait. I'm just waiting for more breakdown here. Ooh, that changed quickly. We are at close to previous month high right here too. So this is kind of a tricky area on IW1. Now we have buyers stepping back in there. And I'm just gonna put in so I can study this a little bit better on what was going on. And how much I'm paying for contracts. Like, I think I noticed when I was trading these other ones. I'm also going to put that previous month highs right here, and I was kind of like entering there, so that's not the best move. Should have waited for a little bit more of a move on the downside here. So just going to keep a tight stop loss because this buyers can step back in here. Probably not the best move. Oh wait, we did have data at 6:45, you guys. And again, I'm like right in the sell below level right here, so I didn't wait for confirmation that we would get more downside here. Okay. I'm out of my and I think I should be done for today because let me see. And I was out at 6:39, so I was only in there for 3 minutes. Um, this is what got me. I'm gonna put it with the red. I got in at the previous month high. I have got to be more careful with this kind of stuff. Let me see previous month high. I got in right here on puts. Previous month high, and it's just coming down to me like being willing to wait. I kind of figured, well, we had the 30-minute entry, and I liked how we were reversing, but I did not wait for a candle close and or any lower time frame confirmation that we had more downside. But yeah, this previous month high is a strong level. So I think the next move for me is to just wait until we hit what's it gonna say? 6:45. We have data. So, mm, And just to give myself a little bit of kudos, I exited at 25%. When it got close to 25%, because I think my problem too is I've been holding on to my losers too long, and it's like it's so much easier to make back 25% versus wait for the drawdown, and it usually never does. Like once it takes off past that level, the like I have it documented because of journaling at this point. Like it does not pay for you to stay in lately, you know. And the other thing too is this sell below. This has been getting me several times, so I don't know at what point I'm going to get sick and tired of it, but I didn't wait for a candle close below here. So this turns into, which obviously if you like no liquidity, you have people who wait to just buy in at this level. But there was somebody I was watching yesterday and he's like, whenever you get to this level, you do buys. And I'm like, but I'm not waiting for confirmation for close to the downside. I kind of figured since we had the 15-minute on our side and the 30-minute had gone off and we were rejecting off of this area, I could get a quote unquote early entry. But again, it's just being patient and waiting for stuff to close out. And then, let me see. So there we go. We have SPY entry for upside, even though we're bearish. So then what I could wait for is for SPY confirmation that we have downside here. And so then that just means being patient and waiting. Wait for a lower time frame to give me, and it can take time. It can take like maybe another 45 minutes to an hour. But that being said, this one looks like once we invalidate this zone right here, it's kind of trappy a little bit. But if we invalidate this zone for puts right here on the 30, because you have the 30-minute and the 15-minute. Once you break above here, then you can get that gap fill that people are trying to do. Yeah, we have a breakout to the upside happening there on IWM. You have data in 2 minutes. I'm gonna write myself like previous month high. So when I look at this, because yesterday I was looking at my notes and I took really good notes, but I didn't write it out good enough for myself. Yeah, so even though it's kind of hidden right here, and I saw it, but I still decided to jump it. So I'm gonna put here, do not hide it. So on the 15-minute, we're kind of playing around with the stop losses here on the lower time frame, the 15-minute time frame, rejecting off the 200s here on IWM. I have a little bit of a rejection here on QQQ off of VWAP in the lower, like the small lower time frame EMA, so the 8 and the 9. Boy, Robinhood gets really testy when they don't even want you looking at their charts for free. I'm not even mad at it though, because there is value in having it. That's, can't deny that. Okay. Hmm, 3-minute call entry. Let's see what happened here. So for calls, let's just kind of study it. Okay, yeah, so here for calls. It opened below here. There it goes. It gave you the 30% move. I think what made me, oh, 6:45 we had data. I didn't like that we opened below here. Usually it's better if we have like it open above here. Let me look at the data and see what came in. So 6:45. Oh, we came in hella bullish, y'all. We came in bullish on both of them. contracting. So forecast was 54 and 50, and we came in at 55 and 51. So the data came out positive. I did have for puts down here at the 1 hour. Looks like it's rejecting off of that area. I'm keeping an eye on this in terms of a good entry location. I want to see strong wick buy off of here. Let's see. And then I'd want to see some type of open above here on SPY. And same thing here before I get into calls. Let me see what happened here, because if we have like a previous month high here, we could look for, oh no, that was just, okay. So we have recovery there on IWM. Let's see. Try it again. Volume is low on calls for IWM. I'm going to wait and see how it reacts to this 50% level. Shorts, putta. No, sorry. Oh, Lord. Okay. If we start to break above these, then you do have previous week low here. You can have sellers step back in here. Same thing here. Slight rejection off of this, the 200 moving average here. Tiny one. Healthy recovery. No, it just hit 100% here on IWM. 645. Mm-hmm. So it hit 100% exactly right there. Out of all of the three, we're the closest to a gap fill on spot on IWM. And so then the thinking would be that you could go to previous day low and then wait for sellers to step back in there. You also have previous week low, you might have sellers step back in here. It's a possibility, or they can buy off of that level. We have a breakout to the upside on QQQ. I like this one better than this one because this one is overlapping, and I feel like you're going to get a little bit more chopped and screwed when you have overlapping here. Let me show you. I think the same thing's happening here on the 5-minute. In terms of them overlapping. This one just invalidated the bearish zone. No, it's attempting to. See if it's doing on the 15-minute here. I want to see it might be the same. It might be the same. I'm gonna wait in for the top of the hour until 7, just to see what we decide to do. I'm just journaling what my takeaways for today are, and it's much cleaner than yesterday. So just show more respect for these previous month highs, and it's okay to wait for the 645. The 3-minute entry did give us a clean play. I think the other takeaway too is, even though what I liked about these setups is that they're very nice, but if you don't take it like right at open, And this is the thing, like sometimes I feel like I would chase and then I would get caught in this, and that's why I get nervous about sitting in an open. But um, if you have like conflicting time frames or you have a gap above, then it's probably not the best idea. So little things like that, y'all. This is just might have that seller step in right here. Just watching that. Same thing here, previous week low. We get in. Looks like we're trying to invalidate this level right here. Invalidate puts and then activate their stop losses. And this was PMI. I'm gonna try to clock something else too, because I noticed like IWM kind of be low key having um, the T when it comes to PMI. So the data dropped at PM at 6:45, but they were already getting bullish entry. So that's something else to kind of watch if there's a correlation between that. Just waiting for the top of the hour. Don't I feel silly? Oh, wait a minute. Did we have on the 15-minute? Did we have for puts? Yeah, we did. Okay, so I don't feel too terribly bad, but it feels funny like watching that. And this is why I need to do that, the visual. Like I was here for puts, and then uh, we have calls for the upside. SPY had call entry as well too, for on the 3-minute, and I was like, nah, we're waiting for their confirmation to the downside. It sure did. So it hit for 300%. It's already up. So we just hit the consequent encroachment of the gap on IWM. I'm hungry just a little bit earlier, so I'm gonna start taking my vitamins while I'm waiting for. And this one, I'm just gonna put for my notes. I did get in on puts. Let's see, I got in on puts. Shorts puts based off of like the 130 of the 30-minute entry, and that was at 6:30. But there was a gap above. So even though I had the 15 and the 30-minute, like the 30-minute takes time to play out, and I was just hoping that it would kind of line up with the lower time, the 15-minute time frame and give more downside. But yeah, I'm gonna give it one more chance to burn me if it burns me on the. You would say like do 100 trades. I just observe it for that amount of time. Whew. You tell me hit 300%. I always feel like we have a little bit of a pullback, but I'm just watching it. Previously high, previously low, sorry. Looks like buyers are going to retest this level and look for more upside with the consequent encroachment of the gap here. did get in. Actually, I got in. Wait. Mm, it wasn't based off of an entry. I was just moving with momentum, so I didn't wait for an entry. So there's just little, like, there's a bunch of little stuff that I'm doing. It's kind of messing me up right now. Oh, I remember I got in because I felt like we had a nice rejection off of that level, and we were just about to get below that sell below level, but I did not wait. Again, this is several times this has happened where I'm not waiting for us to open below here. And right when I saw that too, I saw previous and I still got it. So I mean, I'm just doing some like, not too good stuff right now. Previous day low, just a good buy in level. It looks like we have the support of the 200s here, and we're still above the 8 and the 4. This is the 4 right here. So a little bit of rejection here off of this 50% level. Like, we're going to decide if we're going to stay down here and then have more downside, or if we're going to go to the upside. We do have the 300% take profit level right here on the 3-1. I notice sometimes we like to reject off of that. And we also have the 30-minute 300 level right here as well. So got a little tiny pullback at 300% on the 3-minute. We do have previously low here. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh. Wait a minute, breaking news. Oh, Boyle Heights warehouse. Girl, there's so many. I don't even. I think I'm looking to see. I am waiting for reversals here and here. You can see high. Um, I got one more trade in me left. One more trade left in me. A little bit bummed, but I think like yesterday I definitely overtraded. Um, and it's kind of not funny, but to watch it in hindsight, like, you could have slowed down. Yesterday, you look back at the charts at the end of the day, and it's like you're in the middle of it, and then you're just so it's like let me just try to recalibrate here and wait for higher time frame setup. Uh, and I feel like part of it is just personality too, because it's like yesterday you overtraded, whereas here it's like, oh well, I already did puts, and so then I didn't allow myself to, capture this. So it's just like little stuff you have to work on, and they all start to compound. So it's like just trying to monitor yourself in real life too. Like, okay, yes, yesterday you did overtrade, and you're trying to catch all these moves, and then it can feel like, okay, well, I pivoted, and then it ended up being downside. So it's just like, managing your risk. I'm gonna be looking for like a wick rejection off of here and here, and then I'm gonna try some puts on IWM. I feel like um, even the previous day high could be a good rejection level. So I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna see what it does with this gap fill right here. I'm gonna see what it does because the gap is actually. Let me see. The gap. Let me edit it. IWM is saying calls for upside, but I think you have to wait for a little bit lower time frame. Let's see. Well, it did open at a good spot here. Um, I like that it did open above here. So on the 15 minute is giving me confirmation for upside. Let's just look at the 1 minute and see how it's doing. Yeah, it's above. See what it does in the next 10 seconds here. Okay, we're still above the um, 4 EMA. If I'm being honest, I don't like how many. Looks like we have a gap up here too as well. I just don't like how this chart looks. Um, just point blank period, I have a lot of stuff on my chart. Um, what I was trying to look at here is, I like this to be precise. There's a nice base here off of the 300% level, 3 months. I don't know, I'm just monitoring myself right now. Like, I feel like I put pour here because, especially like in the month of June, these 15-minute, I did change it to where for candle close so I can check to see where it opens here. And we did open at a good, I like that we opened up here, but I just feel like um, the 15-minute on IWM, it does the poorest. Like QQQ and SPY hold up much stronger on the 15-minute versus IWM. And it could have been just yesterday, and that's the thing. Like, I'm making sure I'm not strategy hopping. Um, but yesterday was a difficult day to move. But not just that, I think that before, when I was kind of like backtesting over the long weekend, I just noticed that the 15-minute, this one doesn't do too good on IWM. So I'm just watching it now on a lower time frame to see like what that actually looks like. How does it actually move in real life? So I can, and I'm noticing, that it's right at that 300% level on the 3 month. So it's like just trying to manage what that means. It like kind of like what happened here, where I'm at like a previous month high, and then I'm jumping in based off an indicator. So I just want to manage that a little bit better. We do have a nice breakout though, compared to like yesterday, because yesterday we um we just stayed in this nasty range. Now let me see what's going on here. This is on the 5 minute. And another thing too that is just me, like I have to learn how to not be so fixed. Is because remember at the beginning of the thing I was like, we do like to fill gaps, but we might not fill it today. And so today was the day, oh. um yeah. And it's just messed up because I'm like, well, I'm not gonna chase and all this stuff, all the low key still waiting for a reversal, like a gotcha right here on IWM. But I will give myself credit for just doing one trade and not over leveraging, you know. And then we just try again tomorrow. And I took really good journal notes of what's happening. I could see, like, I think there's a scene in the movie where it's like your angry diary writing, like, gap did not fail. And so I've had enough of those, like, especially the last 2 weeks, where I'm like, gap did not fail, to where I'm like, oh, that gap, you're not going to catch me. but the setup is there, and part of it, I mean, like I said, these are really good. Pre-market, I like to see them, but yeah, not when there's a gap in the opposite direction. It's gonna be the lesson of today. What did we learn? Oh, I finished taking my vitamins. Got a ever so slight pullback. I feel like I'll feel more comfortable with the pullback. Can get just a little bit higher. Mm-hmm. See, if I had been in puts, I'd have been taking you off for your money right here off of this 300%. I'm gonna wait for just a little bit more. Um, like if we start to invalidate these zones right here, still have to get below here. Do this stay low. And they could retest this level and then look for more upside. So what are you asking me for? Nice recovery here. Buyers stepped in off of these stop loss areas. So they're gonna try to close this gap. We got previous week low here. Just be careful on SPY. Can have sellers step back in there, which it lines up with this. You might get frustrated because you're like, this is filling the gap. This went off at the same time for call entry, and then kind of get caught. But I would wait for a nice clean open above this previous week low. Otherwise, you're gonna have sellers stepping in here. QQQ has been holding its ground like nicely here, but it's just been staying there for a while now. See how this is on the lower time frame. Um, lower time frame or below the 4 and the 8. We could have a little bit of a bounce here or here though, so just watching it. Let's see how it reacts this way. I think in my notes I said that the last time it went here, at the 300% it dropped like $3, $3 to $6. So here, 297, 296. That's about here. Nice recovery off of that 8, off of seat consequent encroachment too. So it's like it's trying to feel more upside here so that we can continue to more of the upside. If it had stayed below here, if it fails below here, then I don't know what to tell you, but yeah. We have sellers stepping in here off the previous week low. Here, yeah, kind of bounce off of the 8. Let's just see what's happening here. Comes with the 15-minute. Kind of just testing the stop losses. A little bit of buyer stepping in here. Can have buyers step back in here to a previous day low? What's happening on the 5? Because on the 5, we have nice buyers stepping in off of the 8, holding above the consequent encroachment there. Nice recovery there. Yeah. We're going to be looking to see if we open below these stop loss areas. This is giving a nice, healthy, like strong support at this level. Things that are more upside here. Here. I think they're trying to decide what to do with the previous week low levels. Earnings are showing upside here. Really still VWAP. I don't like how we opened below. That's just lately not been a good sign to me. I'll be willing to look at some puts if we get below this here. This is the 4 EMA. Some people might not start to exit until they get to this 8 or 9. You have previous day low here, so you can have buyers step back in here. QQQ was unable to get up to the gap and try to fill it. You have a nice recovery here off of 4. Buyers stepping in, 4 EMA on SPY. But this one had some type of an entry. I think the different time frames, I noticed it with the other ones too. The box is a little bit bigger. That groan I had was I was thinking about work. I'll put that in my journal. Like, I need to focus on this while I'm here, and then when I get to work, just deal with work. But so if you were bullish on this, your candle would have closed with this low here. But we are bouncing off of the 4. This is the 4. Nice recovery there. Time is at 36. Buyer stepping in off of previous day low. We do have another gap up there that needs to be filled. In terms of how the charts, I don't like how they look for today. I kind of know what happened, but I just feel like there's a lot in between the gap and there's a lot going on. Nice buyer stepping in here off of the 8 and the 4. See if we get a bullish engulfing back to the upside here for confirmation to fill that gap. Don't you know? Yeah, we're 1 hour out from when the market opened. See, so on the 1 hour, the gap is much smaller. That's what I was gonna say. I noticed that. So here we've already filled the gap. But on the 15 minute, it was a little bit. Um, it's a little bit larger. And I do prefer to go off of the 4 hour gap. Yeah, I prefer the 4 hour gap. So yeah, we have the gap there. See, it's just a little bit slightly bigger here on the 15 minute. This is still a bullish breakout level. You see buyers stepping off of this level right here. So here, so 97, 96, $1. I know there's a sell-off usually that happens at the 300% level off the 3 months. Let me see how much the next time. Here they failed to break above the previous week low. So I think they're trying to buy off a previous week low, but let's just see what they do in the next few minutes here. Don't you know I lose control? Got a retest. So in terms of 50-minute like breakout, we're retesting this level right here. We never had a retest into this level here. And then here, same thing, we had a breakout to the upside. We never really retested. I feel like for the QQQ, let's see what we do with this previous day low. It's so obvious when you look at the 300% rejection level on there. Is it this one? Let me see. feel like I put something here. Oh, I think it was on the other one. Okay. Yeah, I think I was looking for this on here. Like if I get in below here on QQQ, I'd be comfortable taking puts here. And I think I was looking for that here, but we are rejecting off of this 300% level here. I'm buying off of this. This is what I was trying to be careful for, this VWAP right here. So we might have a retest of previous day low, and then continue for more downside, or we might break above here, and then go for more upside. The best thing to do would be to wait for this to be invalidated and for us to break below here for puts. Otherwise, like here, we still have a little bit of bullish bounce activity. I feel like my candles on this one look a little bit different. I'm just trying to make sure that I didn't mark it as something else. Yeah, it's regular candles. They look a little Heikenausch-ish on there. So buyers buying back in off of this zone. There's definitely a conflict of interest there. Mm. Mm. I put 1 hour, but if this gets invalidated, you might have a little bit more downside on QQQ. This one I feel like it's recovering off a previous day low and kind of buy up off of that level and bouncing off of VWAP and the 4 EMA here. Yeah, I would not be looking for puts. I wouldn't be looking for puts here on IWM. Whereas here, a little bit of prep for the upside. And just want to be careful because this can be a buy level. And in terms of the first 15 minutes, we had like a retest. We had buyers stepping in off that level a couple of times. Take my last vitamin. I wanted to open in 12 seconds below here, but that's probably not gonna happen. We did open below VWAP there on the 1 hour. On this one, IWM is recovering. The breakout to the downside is about to be invalidated though. So you want to see that we're bearish on the 1 minute before we look for more. So yeah, it is. We're so close, so far away. This one might be a little bit trickier for you to navigate because you're inside a bearish zone, but this is a bullish area. You can look for puts below here with a little bit more confidence. I'm waiting for the same thing to happen down here. I want to see what's to the left. Okay. It's playing out of these right here. Mm. Hmm. Hmm. Got me. Got me. Especially on the QQQs. And I could be right, but I just the thing is the high price levels, and I didn't quite wait for the 3 minute close. And so when it wicked up, it definitely got me for my money, and I sold. There's obviously price volatility there. Uh, and so you'd want to wait for a higher time frame break below here and some type of lower time frame confirmation to the downside. We are bearish on the 1 minute. It's just building a base for it, but we haven't quite had a breakout. But I would say if you have a and we are in a bullish zone on the 15 minute. Maybe like at I don't know, at 9 you can get that breakout. I don't know. All right. What?